Hey guys, what's up? I haven't actually made a video in a while. It's been a while, like probably a year since I made a video. But everybody seems to be doing this, so I wanted to talk about The Last Jedi, and I was gonna make a video right after I saw it. I've seen it twice now. I saw it on December 19th, and that was my first viewing. I was so disappointed. I was just like, I got done with the movie, and I sat there for a minute, and I said, wow, that's what we got. There's a lot I didn't like about it at first. I've actually seen it again since then, and there's three big things that I didn't like about it. Not to mention that the story is just like almost virtually non-existent. There's almost no story. So the first thing I didn't like about it was the way Luke was handled. I just didn't think they did it right. I thought he was too grumpy. He was too upset. He was too angry at the world. He was too, woe is me, I'm a failure. But then I think about how, Yoda went into hiding, and Yoda was like, I've failed the Jedi, I gotta go into exile. So I just thought that was weird for Luke, though. For being the last Jedi, and he's all on this island, and he left them a map to be able to find them. And then he said, I don't want to be found. He's like, I come to this island to die. By the way, there's spoilers in this. So if you've watched this far, you've already had spoilers. I would imagine that most people have already seen this movie, though. But I don't know. I didn't like how they handled Luke. There were three main things in the movie that really, really irked me, that really got under my skin, that just didn't sit well at all. The first one was let's have Luke get down on his hands and knees and milk a giant sea cow, and that's where the blue milk comes from. It was just stupid. Even when I first saw it the first time, I was like, alright, it's dumb. This is just stupid. Why are they doing this? I mean, it would have made sense if they had blue milk there, or maybe the blue milk got delivered from somewhere else or whatever, but just to throw that in there, oh yeah, by the way, this is where the blue milk comes from, and Luke has to milk the thing, it's stupid. It was disgusting. It was gross. So that's number one. That's what I didn't like. Like I said earlier, I didn't like the way they handled Luke's character. He was just too grumpy and too miserable. But the next thing I still hated, I've seen it twice now and I still hate it, is where Leia gets basically a great death scene, and we're like, wow. The first time I watched it, I was like, wow, Leia died. Holy cow, that actually makes sense. And then they cut to a scene of her waking up through the Force. She's, they show her hand, floating, through space, and then it, twitches, like that. And then it twitches, and then you see her, eyes open up. And then she's, fully awake, even though she just got sucked out into the vacuum of space. Probably, oh, and by the way, no debris hit her on the way out. So she's, freezing, sucked out in the middle of space, and all of a sudden she wakes up in a full awakened state, and then extends her arm. Oh, I'm gonna go fly towards the ship now. So she basically force flew herself to the ship. It was just stupid. So the first time I was like, wow, that's really dumb. And then the second time I saw it, I was like, wow, that's still really dumb. So I guess I thought the second time I watched it, it would be a better movie. Really wasn't. It really wasn't better the second time. So that was the second thing I hated. And then there's a lot of things I didn't like. So let's see what else I didn't like. I didn't like how they screwed with everybody saying, "Oh, Luke's back, Luke's back," and then he shows up, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this is going to be like the craziest scene in all of Star Wars ever to exist." And then he dodges Kylo Ren a few times, and then Kylo stabs him, and he's not actually there. And I'm like, "What? He's not there? Like, what the heck?" Like, why can't they just have old Luke show up and fight him and kick his butt and show him who's boss? Like, it doesn't make any sense. So, Luke wasn't actually there. And then, I freaking skipped over another part of the movie, which lasts like 15 minutes, which is a waste of my life. So, the whole point with Luke was Luke basically showed up to fight Kylo, and he wasn't actually there. So he like had force projected himself across like a million planets, or I don't know, the galaxy. So then he goes away, and then he like force disappears, and then they cut to him floating above the rock that he was training Rey on. And I was like, oh, that's cool. They're gonna give him a scene where he's looking at the twin suns, and they're going to cut away, and everything's going to be fine, and then Luke's going to live, and he's going to recover, or whatever. Like, it was just so, like, Luke, it seemed like he was out of energy for what he had just done. So, that's not where they stopped it, though. They cut to a wider shot, and then he vanished into the Force. So, basically, Luke's dead. The character that I wanted to be as a little kid is dead. Character that I always pretended to be playing as is dead. I think Luke meant a lot more to people than, say, Han did or whatever. Like, I was shocked when they killed Han, but they killed Luke. And it's disrespectful to George Lucas. I don't think George would have written the character the way they did. So what's the next thing I didn't like? The whole Canto Bight sequence where it was like, oh, we have to go to this remote planet where there's like a casino city and everybody's rich. I thought that was a cool spin, but then they just went off on this stupid tangent of, oh, let's save all these fake, like, horse animals that are being abused. Like, geez, that's really dumb. Like, I don't know. And then, like, so that was that whole part of the movie was a waste. Like, there was like 10, 15 minutes of the movie was that. And it was just them, like, trying to save these animals. Well, they were trying to get the code breaker to get them out of there. And then they were like, oh, well, it was actually worth it to get nowhere to save animals. Like, really? Come on. Come on, Rian Johnson. You can do better than this. So that was the third thing I liked, or hated, rather. Second, basically, like, and I say like a lot, but I don't care. So they essentially threw out everything that Force Awakens set up. Oh, and Snoke dies, by the way, which we got no explanation for. Maybe we will get explanation for it in Episode 9, but I don't know how they can come back from the mess that they made with Last Jedi. I honestly don't. Now, things that I liked about it, it was beautifully made. I mean, George Lucas even said it. It's a beautifully made movie. The media needs to learn that does not mean he likes the movie, okay? He just means that visually it's a breathtaking movie, which it is. That doesn't mean he likes the movie. Everybody's like running with it. Oh my gosh, George Lucas said it's beautiful. Okay, great. That doesn't mean the movie's actually good. The story is trash. So the whole plot of the story is like the Resistance ship is out of gas. So the Empire ship, whatever, First Order ship, doesn't go to light speed because they can just track them through light speed. I don't know. I don't understand it. It's a stupid story, stupid plot. Not my favorite movie. It was easily the worst Star Wars movie I've ever seen. And I mean that with like 100% sincerity. Yes, the visuals were amazing. Some of the coolest stuff I've ever seen in a Star Wars movie, but there was no story. It was horrible. It was like everybody trashes George Lucas for how bad the prequels were, or how bad they thought the prequels were. Prequels are not bad compared to this. Okay? The prequels are awesome. I actually like the prequels. I don't care what you say about the prequels. I like the prequels. I think they're really good movies. They're really good stories. Yeah, there's a couple scenes in it that are cringeworthy, but I don't know, man. The Last Jedi is just a mess. It's just a mess of a movie. Most people have probably already seen it by now. I've seen it twice. Definitely my least favorite. Absolutely my least favorite of all Star Wars movies. I used to think Episode 2 held that. Held that ranking, but Last Jedi is easily the least favorite of all the Star Wars movies, in my opinion. It's just not a great film. I mean, cinematically, it's awesome. Like, cinematically, it's amazing. And then just the story and the writing is just like, who freaking allowed that script to go through finalization? I don't understand it. And I mean, I've heard the movie's losing tons of money. Like, every movie loses money, but like, I don't know, man. People are mad. A lot of people are angry. And I've been wanting to make this video for a while. I just finally got around to it. I've seen it twice now. Those are my thoughts. I still feel the same way about the major things I hated. I did like parts of it. Like, it was a gorgeous movie. There were some really cool things they did. But as a story, nah, not a great film. So anyway, I'm going to wrap it up. I've been wanting to make this for like a week or two now. Finally got around to it. So, hope you enjoyed my Last Jedi, I guess, a rant. I don't know. It's just like a review, I guess. I didn't really like it, I'll be honest. I want to like it so bad. I want to love it because I love Star Wars. I'm a Star Wars nut. I'm wearing a Kylo Ren shirt right now. I want to love the movie, but I don't. It's really hard to love it because it's not a good story. Now, I saw it with my nephew, and he liked it, and he's younger. He's only 9, so, you know, they're younger. I mean, some of those younger kids might not pick up on some of it, but maybe they will. I mean, they're not stupid. So, anyway, it's not a great movie. I want those 2 hours of my life back. Actually, 2.5. I don't know if I'll even buy it, honestly. I don't know. I'm just disappointed. So disappointed in the fact that we waited 2 years for him to throw the lightsaber over the cliff. Had I known they were going to do that, I would have probably not even seen it. I don't know. But anyway, that's my Last Jedi rant and my Last Jedi video. I'll see you around. Bye.